This film documents the Vietnam War and the words of Americans who served there. Many scenes are graphic in nature, and viewer discretion is advised.
Well, when I got to Vietnam, I literally expected to be welcomed with open arms by people in Vietnam. I had in my head the black and white newsreels I had seen on the Walter Cronkite 20th Century show.
How safe are you when you're rolling a J? How about when you're completely left? Probably you have to be if you smoke the weed. This is James Franciscus, and you probably think I've got a lot of nerve talking down to you. Believe me, I'm not.
Rally up!
I'm just giving you some questions. You'll have to supply the answers. Don't worry.
The 176th are flying you in today. The Minutemen are solid operators. For air support, you've been assigned the Muskets gunships and the Marines Eagle Claw Cobras. This much heat will be necessary to get you out of that hole.
Well, Plainview Special Forces Camp was under siege by North Vietnamese Army. And it was basically a siege they didn't really want to take to the outpost, but they wanted to ambush the reinforcements coming in. And basically what happened on there was a make army unit. It had American advisors with it, who knew basically what the point was that they were reporting. And so they were ready for artillery and air support. And when they sprung the ambush, they pretty well wiped out the NVA ambushing units. And we knew about that. And before we went into Prairie itself, we were in security of the brigade headquarters for a couple of days. And then we moved from there to Plainview Camp, where we stayed to go into LZ X-ray. So we'd been out about a week or so training, patrolling before we went into X-ray.
Plan basically, from what I understood from the operation orders, was, we knew that the NVA was somewhere out there. They didn't know exactly where they were. We knew they were withdrawing from their attack on Plainview. So we found out later, though, there were a lot of new units that came in we weren't aware of. So we were more or less like a search, destroy type operation. Going into that area they thought they were where they were located at. The NVA was located there. Wasn't sure exactly what was going on.
Concept was, and instead of riding around with little tracked vehicles or jumping out of the air and walking, we went from 1 to 4 feet on helicopters. So they transport you very quickly. You get up and move out quickly, and you wouldn't pour out the walking. However, we did walk quite a bit. People thought we did do quite a bit of walking. Yeah, you could go into places where wheeled vehicles couldn't go. And later on in Vietnam, this paid off because you could fly over the jungle and drop down where the enemy was hiding, and it would be very difficult to determine where you were coming from or when you were coming. And the same would just the way it worked as well in the tests. We were using a UH-1 helicopter. You could pretty well fit a squad on there with equipment. And it depends also on the weather. If it's really hot, that helicopter could pick up as much weight as it could if it was cooler. But you could normally put a 9-man squad on there with equipment.
There's your LZ, like landing on the moon.
This is the LZ Cubby ID 3 this morning. Looks okay, I guess. Let's hope the arc light got most of it.
OSA a landing zone, because I just have a feeling we may need some choppers. for Ava. And I had just blown the LZ, and before I left the hill, they were complaining about should be or should not be a fighting position. And I said, you guys do. And I turned to my two, I referred to them as cowboys. The Vietnamese issued each of us 2 individuals, bodyguards, comfort, foxhole diggers, whatever that I needed. And I told my 2 cowboys, I said, you did a whole day for the 3 of us. I'm sure right out to the edges of the LZ like he should to secure it. That helicopters took off, and then it was dead silence, not in anything. Nobody fired around, nothing, really quiet. So nothing was going on at that time. I know we were sitting there just waiting, and 2 of our platoons had been set off towards the mountain. We were only 1 company on the ground at the time, Bravo Company, John Ayers Company.
Holy shit, the Minutemen just got taken out. Now you're in trouble. Fight your way off this open area, dig in, and call Tech Air. This is gonna be a shit show.
This is Covey 5, calling a Prairie fire emergency. 2 ships are down, no survivors. Bring in everything we've got. Big ship, stand by. Great. Columbia. I'm sorry, the AA is too heavy for extraction.
Machine gunner, 75 meters.
Covey,
front.
Columbia. Roger, get us help now.
Get the team into cover, 1-0. Do it now.
Take cover. Standing by.
This is Covey 5.
They had 2 machine guns really set up off to my right flank. They started firing, and we fired, and my squad forward maneuvered back to where the platoon was at, and just got married up with the platoon when the main part of the force hit us to start firing. And we ended up losing the platoon leader, platoon sergeant, weapons squad leader, artillery FO, mortar FO, all within about the first 5 minutes of the battle. And it was a very intense firing back and forth there for about 20 to 30 minutes initially. And the mortar FO guy would come around the mouth plate, and he got hit and killed. I hit in the head.
Machine gun, 100 meters. Just up
He had a radio, he had talked to Anderson for the radio, and he was trying to get artillery in. And I tried to reach over the wall, hit it, but when I did that, all kind of fire started hitting the log. The Indian was firing at me, and I had to reach under the log. I reached under the log and threw the handset. I started just the artillery. And I adjusted the artillery around us, and all the fire is going on at this time, back and forth, very intense. It was so loud you could hardly think clearly. When you get in an intense battle like that, your training is over. Your adrenaline gets high, your fear is basically gone. My experience in Vietnam was you're afraid right before it happens. Once it starts, then your adrenaline takes over. And it's more like you're not really there, you're outside looking at what you're doing, and your training takes over and you do what you're trying to do. As you come up on a little node, we run head on into a unit coming down the valley in VA, or probably at NVA battalion. We weren't sure. We didn't know what it was. The first 2 squads went down and took them under fire, and I was the trail squad, and we had machine guns flanked. I went out front and flanked the enemy. We actually flanked the enemy and fired on them before they fired on us. And then you had to, then I looked and I seen like two platoons of NVA flanking, trying to flank us to the right. They wasn't firing. They were just moving quickly to the right, trying to get into our flank. And about that time, the machine gun, we had two machine guns. We were set up off to my right flank. They started firing. And we fired, my squad far maneuvered back to where the platoon was at and just got married up with the platoon when the main part of the force hit us and started firing. They left me for dead, actually. I woke up in a body bag. I'm laying on the ground with this body bag. I don't know, what in the hell am I doing?